Mike and Joe, what's going on, buddies? You know, just hanging out, having fun. That's what we do. Starks Performance Maintenance. Boosted Boat, what's going on, buddy? We're going to stick with the same old program. We're going to rap about Shake and Bake for a little while, and then hopefully you guys in the chat will keep me running for an hour. JLP been running good, bud. We'll get to that here in a minute. You guys know I like to give out some spoiler alerts on these Wednesday nights. So I got a little bit of one here in a few minutes. GT, man, you took the words right out of my mouth. Same old, same old. I hear you, man. I hear you. Oh gosh, man, I hate it when UPS or the post office or whatever loses stuff, man. It's terrible. I mean, you wait long enough to get this stuff, and then the next thing you know, they lose it, and you're back in that same boat again. About the G3 plug issue, you didn't believe me, so I showed him the video. Oh, the E3, yeah, the E3 plugs. I would argue not for boost, or 17 pounds of boost. Yeah, we're having big issues with those. We were having big issues with those E3 spark plugs. Yep. Well, I'll give you the. I kind of gave you the download the end of the last video. I'm pretty sure. I think I said something about the end of the last video. If not, you'll get it here in a few minutes. Tim J. All right. So let's go back up here. So we'll do the spoiler for tomorrow night first. Let's start off with that. Well, let's start off with the throttle body issue. Granatelli just isn't working for me, and it hadn't worked for a bunch of people either. So definitely do not recommend the Granatelli throttle body for sure. So what I did is I got a brand new one from my Dealio dealership that hooks me up with some pretty good pricing. Got it pretty cheap, $250 plus tax. So I got me a brand new Hellcat throttle body. Tossed that bad boy on there. Ran the car around a little bit, just looking to see if the codes come back or the throttle body flasher comes back. Got none of that. Hellcat throttle body cured all of that. So, not only did it cure that, it cured 0.3 of a second off my ET. So we went back out last Friday night to MIR. One, like I said, I just put the Hellcat throttle body on there. Two, the DA was significantly worse last Friday than the Friday before. So we're in worse weather. We ran 10.0, 10.09 at almost 136. It was like 135.9, 136. And we ran a 10.0 at 136 in worse weather and hit 19 pounds of boost at the top end. And we were hitting 17 and a half or so on each of the shifts. Now that is with the God, lose my train of thought. The velocity stack. So I did put the velocity stack on there. I got a much better coupler for that velocity stack, and it's not squeezing together on me anymore, creating a vacuum. So with the velocity stack, yeah, we ran 10.0 at 136. Yeah, so significantly faster. Arguably, some of that is probably because of the velocity stack, but I think the throttle body had something to do with that as well. So GT, there's your spoiler alert. that's everything you're gonna hear tomorrow night in Thursday night's video. Yeah, I got you, Mike. Those E3 plugs just weren't working for me for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't know what the issue was, but but anyway, we swapped those bad boys out for the NGKs, and worked 100% better. All right. What do I think of the AMG E63 bi-turbo? Amber, no. I'm not a Mercedes guy, to be honest. I'm really not. I really don't keep up too much with the other brands either. I probably should do a better job of that, but I don't. But hey, UK, that's awesome. Great Britain. Good deal. Good deal. Hey, thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. So Eric, yeah, throttle body, Hellcat throttle body, 100%. 100%. And thanks for chiming in, buddy. I appreciate it. 100%. Got to get them logs. Got to get them logs. I was having a heck of a time with my cable. Finally realized my cable was bad. It was the reason why a lot of my logs were getting jacked up, and excuse me, wasn't getting good logs for Dave because my cable was messed up. So now we got that straight. No more problems with the cables. Yeah, Jay, wish I would have known that before I bought this one. I'm still waiting for HHP to get back with me. I may give them a call tomorrow, see where we're at, see if they can do anything for me. If not, I got a feeling I'm probably stuck with it, but is what it is. Yeah, I haven't heard a whole lot of good things about BBK ones either. Oh no, E85. GT 100% E85. Yep. Do you tweak your tune with a tuner like Diablo as I go? I don't touch the tune, even though I could, because I'm on HP tuners now. I'm no longer on Diablo. Could possibly mess with the tune, but I leave that to Dave. What I do is I log everything, shoot him the logs. He looks at the logs, make sure everything's good, and if he's got to tweak something, he'll tweak something, and we move on from there. So I don't do any tweaking to the tuning. So I've said this in a few videos and maybe almost every Wednesday. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not a tech. I'm not a tuner. I'm not a engine builder. So any of that really deep down technical stuff, I have the professionals do it for me, especially tuning. Tuning will really get you into trouble if you don't know what you're doing. Craig get up to Lock Haven soon. Want to see your car up and close. Okay, I got you, brother. I got you. I'm looking at. Actually, be honest, my mom's been on me about coming up to visit. Probably looking at first, maybe second week of September. My dad's going on vacation with my sister for a week at the middle next week, 16th, something like that. And then so I'm definitely looking at coming up there probably first or second week of September. So if you have Instagram, hit me up on Instagram, and we can definitely make something happen. All right, GT buddy, yeah boy, rolling, we're rolling. Cable operated throttle bodies are amazing. Yeah, and unfortunately, it's all drive by wire now, Jay, unless you switch. All right, Timothy, I got you. Ain't nothing wrong with inheriting something. No, nothing wrong with that. 212 Madness. Picked up your car from the dealership, ordered drive shaft shop 4-inch single and BMR cradle lockouts. Drive shaft will be here tomorrow, so no more BS with breaking carrier bearings. There you go. If you don't have carrier bearings, you can't break them. And those 4-inch drive shafts from the drive shaft shop are awesome. They're really awesome. Started to the parts store and got me some new NGK plugs, just regular Hemley maintenance, nothing crazy. But the E3 story had me. So other Mike set up above. Other people have used E3s and had no problems with them. Unfortunately for me, they just didn't work out for me. So we made the swap to NGK and boom. All right, Craig. Like I said, hit me on Instagram. I'll let you know when I'm coming, and we'll figure something out. I need a dyno motor is coming back finally. All right, so MMX sent you a new one. I'm guessing. That yeah, Jay, that was definitely fast. I didn't expect it that quick. That's pretty awesome. While waiting one last email, then it will be on its way back. Still at the mercy of Dr. Star. Yeah, unfortunately. That's true, Jay. That's true, Jay. You can flip the drive-by-wire if you go standalone. That's true. Hey, Aunt, did they say anything? What happened? What was wrong? What's up? What happened? Was it the rings? Was it the pistons? What was? Did they tell you what the problem was? I'm just curious. All right, man. Thanks, brother. Got that arm flex in there. I appreciate it. All right, GT, you have a good night too, brother. Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. Ah, so it was the block itself. Rust on this. I'm not sure how that happens. I'm not. I'm not sure how that happens, Ant. Because You know, my engine sat around for, gosh, a year. Of course, uh, Chris had that thing oiled down everywhere. I mean, it was oiled down and wrapped up tight. I mean, he did a good job. So they're honing new rings, new gasket. They're awaiting feedback from Molly about the pistons, but the pistons, rods, and crank all look immaculate. Well, that's a good thing. And the bearings look good. That's also a good. I mean, that's pretty amazing for having some rust in the cylinder walls. That's kind of crazy. Sealing the cylinder walls with oil. Yeah, like Mike, you you guys know my engine sat around with Stark for over pretty close to a year, if not over a year. 212 Madness. My Dodge case manager said as soon as the dealership could receive my third Mopar shaft will be September 15th, probably closer to October when the car first went to the shop. That's crazy, man. These folks and parts, man, it's parts are crazy right now. I mean, I just been lucky. Lucky the dealership got me a Hellcat throttle body in the next, literally the next day, 2 days. I think it was 2 days. But yeah, that's crazy. Cast for us, best thing to use is WD-40. Yeah, buddy. MMX is running a tight ship. They're sending photos to Molly as a double check. Cool, man. Hey, I would tell them to take their time, make sure everything's 100% correct before they send it back. That's for sure. Ban, yes, I am in Maryland. So you can hit me up on Instagram and I'll hook you up. If you need a shop, I can hook you up with Mike. So, man, like I said, man, hit me up on Instagram. So Ant, they're also tearing down the cylinder heads as well and checking the entire valve train. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let them check everything, man. If they're gonna check it, let them do it. I mean, make sure everything's right. I hear you, Timothy. That's why I'm saying. That's why it's weird that there would be rust in the cylinder walls. That's just kind of crazy. I hear you, Ant. I got you. Yeah, they still should have coated it with oil though. It's kind of weird that shop like that and they didn't try to prevent that rust. Roderick. Hey brother, had a catback exhaust installed on my 21 RT Challenger today, and the engine light is on. I would go to Advance or AutoZone, one of those places that'll do a OBD2 check for you and check and see what that engine light is for, and that may help you. It could be, you could have a leak, something. It could be a lot of things. Best thing, like I said, best thing to do is take it to unless you have a code reader to read the codes. If you don't, just go to like AutoZone or one of those places and get them to check it and see what it is. And you could actually have them clear it and then see if it comes back. But find out what it is first. You know what, Ant? That's exactly who I was going to turn him to. Um, so Ben, hit me up on Instagram, and I'll get you in touch with Mike, and he'll do whatever you need done. 212. I had to pull the trigger on an upgrade, not because of race car, because Dodge. I yeah, it's like I said, 212. Just parts in general, just it doesn't really matter. Just parts in general are really tough to get. Right up the street from me, Arisman Jay. I get all my stuff through Arisman. They hook me up. They hook me up. Now I spend a lot of money there too. Don't think I don't spend a lot of money there, but they they do hook me up. All the oil. Oh, that's good. Perfect, Dan. Love it. That's what I was thinking, Mike. Just doing a catback exhaust is not gonna pop an engine code. That's why I say take it to AutoZone or one of those places. Get that light checked out. See what the code is first, and then that'll help you determine what to do next. And if you get the code and hit me up on Instagram, I'll try and help you out as much as I can. Or you can hit up Three Pedal J, Wide Body Mike. Just let them know what the code is, and they can help you out as well. Oh, that's true. That's that's true. 21, even the RTs 21 have the actuators back there. So that's what you want to check into. Did you get one with the actuators or did you get one non-actuated? If you got one non-actuated, then that could be your issue too. There's Wide Body Mike giving you some ideas too. It didn't sound like you went catless or long tubes. It sounds like you just did a catback exhaust. So maybe they left one of those unplugged. They could have. If you don't have the valve deletes. Yep. Yeah, Roderick. There's a whole lot of advice right there. That's what I love about the chat. By the time I read the question, Mike, Jay, and somebody with some experience or had an experience or knows what's going on has already answered it. I try and keep up, man, but sometimes the chat goes so fast I can't keep up. Yeah, he can get a tune. He's gonna have to get it unlocked though. That's the key. Yeah, 21 is definitely he's gonna have to get it unlocked to get it tuned. Mike's right. You're gonna need the bypass too. I got you covered, man. Just hit me up when you get here. Cat back with no act, but did your stock have actuators? That's the question. All right, always angry. What's up, buddy? Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate it. East Coast Mopar throttle body's 288. There you go. That's not bad either. Joe, one of the few things Dodge did wrong while making V8s. Still, I don't know why they'd ever lock PCMs. I feel like having them unlocked from the jump would give them more publicity and boost sales a little. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And like Mike says, right? They're locked for probably a gazillion reasons why they're locked. I'm sure EPA has something to do with that. I'm sure they got their fingers in there somehow, right? Yeah, warranty. Yeah. All right, Roger. You're not the CEO for I got you. All right, Mike's talking about catbacks. Yeah, and you've had a run of bad luck, man. You really have. I feel sorry. I do feel sorry for you. I do. Um, your luck has been bad. Yeah, exhaust. You're not gonna gain much. Yeah, very little from an exhaust. I was gonna trade it for a scat pack. Glad I didn't. You know, here's the deal, right? Um, Building buying doesn't really matter. It's all up into what you want to do. Um, Building cars is not for the faint of heart. You guys have all seen it. Um, you're living vicariously through me. It's not all kitty cats and rainbows. Ant will tell you the same thing. Building a car is not always 100%. Wide body Mike will tell you the same thing. Jay will tell you the same thing. All these guys that have been building their cars will tell you the same thing. It's not always kittens and rainbows, shooting across your screen, man. It's not. It's really not. There's a lot of times I'm down that I don't video. So if you see me putting out 3 or 4 what I call the filler videos, right? Um, those 3 or 4 weeks, I'm probably down for something. And it's just something either I just didn't think of videotaping or I didn't think it was worthy of videotaping, and it wound up being a bigger problem than what it was. But like I said, there is a lot of downtime, especially now with the way parts are and ordering parts and waiting for parts to come in. Um, just building a car is not for the faint of heart, and it's not cheap. In the end, arguably, we could argue this point all day long, and I do it all the time. Arguably, you could possibly build cheaper than you could buying and building, but in the end, it's all expensive, right? So whether you're like me, I'm in Hellcat money now, maybe a little bit more than a Hellcat, or roughly around Hellcat money, into the car now, and that's with labor and everything, and the price of the car. It's there's nothing wrong if you want to trade in and trade up to a Scat Pack or trade up to a Hellcat. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Knowing what I know now, would I've possibly traded up into a Scat Pack or a Hellcat and made life at least a little bit easier? I, I don't know. I don't know. It's just at that time I didn't have the money for a Scat Pack or a Hellcat, or I would have had a Scat Pack or a Hellcat. But at that time, budget was only good enough for the baby Hemi. Mike saying not worth the added cost. I'm guessing he's talking about catback exhaust. If the new motor doesn't perform, off it goes. I hear you. I hear you, Anthony. Man, I've got my fingers crossed for you. See, I'm telling you. I'm just telling you. Depending on how far you build your car, there's more downtime than you see, and I'm gonna tell you from all of those YouTubers, be it Cletus, Demonology, Racer X, all those guys that built high horsepower cars, they're not giving you all of the downtime that they're down. I promise you. I promise you. Nothing against those guys. I love all those guys. I watch all their videos. Cletus, I got t-shirts from Cletus. Love Cletus. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of times in there that they're not giving you all the downtime when it comes to building cars. So just be aware. You're in for some downtime. All right, Joe's talking to Ann about his engine. Mike's saying he's been down for over a year. Mike saying he went drop-ins. Don, you can always build cheaper, fam. You're into Hellcat money because you don't listen to. Jay, I'm not going to argue. Like I said, I've argued this point too many times. But anyway. I got you, Jay. I'm hard-headed sometimes. Yeah, I can't help it. I nearly need a new clutch synchros, CDV delete, skip shift. We'll see what shape the rear is in. Yeah, buddy. And ARP hardware throughout. That's what I got. ARP, all ARP. Actually, I have Eagle rods, but Molly pistons. And I'm pretty sure we put coated bearings in mine, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure which bearings he got, but I think they're coated. Yeah, Timothy. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's just not regular maintenance stuff. I hear you. Ben, haven't seen RT Life in a while. How is he? Are you guys still homies? Yeah, hey, we did a what was it? Oh God, maybe a month ago, month and a half, maybe 2 months. I don't know. We did a video together. It was just me chatting about the car, and he put up some of the older videos of my runs and stuff. But yeah, we're still buddies. He calls me all the time, almost once a week or so, once every 2 weeks. We're still chatting. He's down in Florida. I'll get back down there sometime. Who knows when? But yeah, we're still buds. He's still awaiting his charger. A little bit of a spoiler. It's coming back soon. He's getting his charger back finally. But yeah, he's still in the game. He's just not. So two different reasons we're on YouTube. I'm on YouTube just because I'm out racing and I got a couple cameras and I'm videotaping. I don't make a living off of YouTube. So RT Life, he makes a living off of YouTube. So he's going to where the views are and where he can make the money. And right now, those cop videos, those cop chase videos, that's where the views are. So that's where the money is for him. Because he used to do videos on his car, and he's like me. He do a video on his car and wouldn't even come close from the video or videos. Wouldn't even come close to the cost of what he put into the modification to do the video for. And so, like I said, he's in it for a living. So that's what he's doing. He's doing YouTube to live, not just willy-nilly like I do. Wait, let me go back up. So that's RT Life. He's still out there. Timothy, normal stuff. Yep, absolutely. Still got to drop the cash though, and it's still downtime. So he hasn't had his charger for almost, I want to say it's a little over a year or close to a year. It's pretty close to a year. He hasn't had his charger. And it's multiple reasons. One, the place burnt down. Place burnt down. Luckily, his car wasn't in the shop when it burnt down. And everyone came out fine. There were a few people got some burns, but everybody came out fine. No one seriously hurt or injured. But yeah, it's coming back though. His Charger is coming back soon. Yeah, Timothy, I told you it's not cheap. 2 to 3K. Uh-oh. Ant's throwing down the gauntlet now. His stock Hellcat will beat his built 5.7. All right, Ant. Joe, I don't know if you're talking about me or if you're talking about Ant, but yeah, we're both going to be throwing down some big power. So I got more plans. I got more stuff up my sleeve. So I know I just did the difference video. So one, we haven't put the 1650s in yet, and I haven't pulleyed down yet. So that's still to come. But we'll see pulling down if it's just going to create too much heat, or if I'm actually going to make anything out of it. We'll see. But that's the plan. 1650s. Maybe turn the shifts up a couple hundred RPMs, and then also do a smaller pulley. We'll see what happens. Yeah, so man, he's not going to do anything significant to that Challenger. Just talking to him. Like I said, the modification videos for him just rarely even pay for the modifications that he does. So all right, Ant. You're on YouTube just cause. I got you. So Sweet Tea, it's not the gap of the rings on the 392s. Two totally different issues. The 5.7, the gap is a little close for boost. So if you gap your rings for your 5.7, you can run significantly more boost. For the 392s, it's the fact that the ringland is so close to the top of the piston that when you push too much boost, you blow that ringland and just ruins the pistons and possibly the rest of the engine, the block, the rings, the rods, there's all kinds of things that can happen. So it's not the ring gap in the 392s. It's the position of that top ring is so close to the top of the piston that it can't handle the boost. So what I suggest, if you're wanting to run boost through your 392, is you get a set of drop-ins. Your crank is already forged, so you don't need a forged crank. Get a set of drop-in pistons and rods. Call it a day. Wide body Mike, he's on drop-ins from MMX. I think they're around $1,500, $1,600, somewhere around in there, give or take. But that's one Sweet Tea. That's what you have to do. Unless you want to stay less than 8 pounds. I do not sell out reviews. That's 100%. If I was trying to make a living off of YouTube, I'd be poor. Matter of fact, this month I think, actually July I think has been my best month, and it's $355 for the whole month. So yeah, me living off YouTube just ain't gonna happen. But things are getting better. Obviously I'm posting more than I was in the past, but yeah. 6 to stay safe. That's true too. So one Sweet Tea, just be careful boosting a 392. You want to stay safe. Unless you get those drop-ins. Once you get drop-ins, sky's the limit after that. Your stock heads are fine. Mike's still on his stock heads, so your stock heads are fine. Your crank is fine. You just and your block is fine. You just need to get drop-ins. Wouldn't recommend recap stock pistons yet. Definitely. Seven psi on pump gas. It's all in, and that's true too. that is 100% true. It's all in the tune. It is 100% all in the tune. Ant's just putting everything out there because he doesn't have a car. He needs something to do. All right, Jay. Quit poking the bear now. Heat's what causes the ring lands to pop. Yep. You know, I can't remember. He did a whole video. I want to say he did a whole video on it. Gosh, I can't. I really can't. If I said why, I'd probably be lying. So I'd have to go back and look at his video. But they were definitely doing something inside, testing something, and the car just went up, and it went up fast. Eric, you think your new setup's faster than RT Life? It's nice with them twins. Yeah, it is nice with them twins. It'd really be a good race. I mean, he's in that. I think he wants to run like 12 pounds of boost, which puts him in roughly the same power range as me. So it would definitely be a good race. That's for sure. 100%. It'd be an awesome race. And we've been talking about doing it, and I've been talking about trying to get down there. It's just Florida's a long trip, especially if I drive down there, because I can't take the train because the car's too low now. So driving down there and figuring out the E85 stations all the way down to Florida. I'll figure it out one day, get down there, and we'll wind up racing. M. Gibson. Transmission's hanging in there well. So far. You know, we had a little snafu in the second run last Friday. I go over it a little bit in the video tomorrow night, but I'm not 100% sure it was the transmission. It might have been me spinning, but the second run was terrible, so I didn't even post it. The draggy, for whatever reason, didn't work, didn't record. But other than that, man, transmission's hanging in there good. That first run felt really, really good. Man, thanks. Followed you on IG. Awesome, buddy. Yeah, definitely hit me up. Let me know when you're in the area. Oh wait, he's Army. Never mind, man. I gotta unfriend you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I started my career in Army, and finished up in the Navy. So, yeah, I'm green and I bleed green and blue. All right, can't wait to see his Charger in action. Never even got to see his numbers for the trans tapped. He was 750, 760, I think it was the last dyno up at Dave's. When he was on the dyno. So yeah, he was in that 750, 760, maybe 780, somewhere around in there. So yeah, he's still got, now that he's got a built trans, he's got room to grow for sure. Roger, how much horsepower am I pushing now? So 876 when we rev it out to 6800, which is well above where my shift points are now. At my shift points, we're about 836 to the wheels. Yeah, Timothy, I'm getting to 900-ish. We're not quite there yet. We could be. We're just not quite there yet. Another mistake Don made was he didn't have the 1650s when he went to the dyno. So we got the 1650s going in, the smaller pulley, and maybe raising the shift points a little bit. Then we'll be well above 900. So 2K for the drop ins that Mike's runs. All right, Joe. All right, Joe's talking to Jay. Send me in Don's direction. Might always be my RT. Probably won't be 5.7 once I do everything. Still open to suggestions. Yeah, it is 100% true. No replacement for displacement other than more boost. That's the only answer I got. Is I'll just push more boost. But like I said, there's nothing wrong with upgrading to a 392. Incredible Hemi, he upgraded to a 392. Who was it? Tall guy in a Hemi. He upgraded from a 5.7 to a 392. Nothing wrong with that, guys. Nothing wrong with that at all. Go in what direction you want to go. Don't let no one sway you either way. If you're dead set on upgrading to a 392, go for it. And I say go for it. Have fun. Do what you do. If you want to stay 5.7, stay 5.7. Do what you do. I'm happy for you. All right, Mike's going back to Sweet Tea, letting him know what's up. HP 70, the first big failure is 700. Yep. Timothy, it's more about torque than necessarily horsepower. So around that 650 pound-feet of torque is where the HP 70 starts to tap out, unless you get it built. So there, Mike was up to 800 in torque. Mine never really tapped out. I changed mine out before mine tapped out. And I'm still not anywhere near 800 pound-feet of torque. So I'm roughly 650 if I rev it out to 6800, 640 something at 6500 where I shift. Let's sort of holler an RV and head to Florida. I'm with you, man. I'm definitely with you. Why body sleep in the holler? I got you, Ant. That wouldn't be a bad idea, man. We all need to do something like that sometime. Just get us a double decker hauler and an RV and just pack the cars up and just roll out somewhere. Eric, can you give YouTube the race we all want? I think it would be great. I know. I've been saying it, trying to get down there to Florida too. It's just, we had it all lined up in March, but March fell through because I couldn't get the car on the train because the car's too low to put on the train, so I couldn't get on the train. So we just canceled everything. I got to figure out how to get down there and drive down there. I haven't seen them for a long time too, but I know that's the race y'all want to see. Ant's laughing. I know, Shake and Bake versus RT Life. I'm with you, buddy. Yeah, it's gonna be a close race. It really is. I mean, probably by the time I get down there, I'm gonna be pushing probably 100, maybe 200 more horsepower than him. So it's probably not gonna be so much of a race. But we'll see. We'll see what happens when I head down there. I think we're gonna hit four figures eventually. Eventually. Sooner or later, I'm gonna switch to the F1A94, but of course, I gotta get the transmission done first. That's about 6, 7 thousand, if not a little bit more. And you figure for the F1A94, even a used one, 4 or 5 grand, it gets expensive. But definitely down the line, we're gonna get the four figures. It is insane. It's insane now at 836 where we're shifting, man. It's crazy. While I'm in Florida, do a Cletus event. That's not a bad idea too. Make it well worth it, man. If I could, yeah, you know what? If I could get the car on his channel, that'd be dope. That'd be crazy. Jay's talking to Joe. Drag pack runs 354. Is that a D-stroked BGE block? I'm not really sure. Mike or somebody may chime in here. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Do I ever come to the track in South Carolina? Unfortunately, not, Roderick. I don't. I get around. I just not in South Carolina. Yeah, rent Anthony's trailer. Yep. That's a good little setup there, sweet tea. That'll be a good little setup. Uh, oh, now you're telling me I got to go to Texas. Not only do I got to go to Florida, but I got to drive all the way to Texas now. Yeah, but Boosted Lucky, he likes doing them roll races, and I don't know if y'all seen some of the roll races I've tried to do. tried to do. I'm not very good at it, but yeah, that'd be a good race too. That boosted 426 he's got. I think they're running a D-stroke BGE actually. Jay's doing the math. He's checking it out. Which octane do you recommend for my 21 Challenger? If you're not tuned for 93, I'd stay away from 93. You could go mid grade, 91, 89, whatever mid grade is. I can't remember. If it's a 5.7, 87, you're good with 87. When I first bought my 5.7, I ran 87. Um, yeah, again, if you're not really tuned for the octane, you're not really taking advantage of it. A trailer's $1 per mile. All right, Ant. But yeah, 87. Like I said, if Roderick, if it's a 5.7, 87, you're okay. Mid grade 89. But like I said, unless you got a tune for 93, I wouldn't waste my money. Yeah, Roderick, even in the manual it says 87 is fine, but you can go 89, feel a little safe, but there's really no, my opinion. Jay may disagree with me, but going 93 without being tuned for it is just, and you're not racing. 89, you're perfectly fine. Um, yeah, that Destroyer Gray is nice. I like the Destroyer Gray. I'm not a gray guy, but the Destroyer Gray is pretty cool. All right, Eric. Good night, buddy. Thanks for chiming in, bud. I appreciate it. Have a great night. See you next week. Tim saying 91 for a manual. Yeah, I'm with you, Joe. I'm with you. Keep mixing your numbers up. Me too. I do the same thing, Joe. I forget. Sometimes I just forget what the numbers are. All right, Tim. So I recommend a cold air intake. Uh, Tim, you got a point. It is broad. To be honest, you can arguably get some sound out of a cold air intake, but is sound worth, the $300 for a cold air intake? Probably not. Um, you may get a few ponies out of it, not a lot. Now, if you're going with all full bolt-ons, if you're going all the way with the full bolt-ons, then you may see a little bit more. But just doing a cold air intake by itself, yeah, waste of money. One sweet tea met boosted when I was getting my car worked on, and his car is full tilt. You can feel from 100 feet away. Yeah, I bet you his Hellcat's crazy. That's for sure. Yeah, I just cold air intakes. Like I said, unless you're doing the rest of the bolt-ons, um, yeah, it's kind of a gimmick. Joe, I do stock intake temps. My chalet is about 150. If you're up to temps and idling for a while, around 95 to 110. If your city, 87, 93 on the highway, while CIA dropped that down various temps on site. Yeah, I mean, you could do a cold air intake, but I found my stock one with my shaker from Dodge was perfectly fine. Um, Project, I think you said you out of a 21 is now. Do they have the snout that comes out the headlights? If you got the box with the snout that comes out the headlight, that's one of the best intakes you can get. Really, I mean, I just hate to see you spend some money and then be disappointed. Tim takes the air filter off. There you go. Just just don't run an air filter and boom, more power instantly. Yeah, like I said, you got to have a couple other ones. Quarter intake with a cat back. We talked about cat backs earlier too. I mean, like I said, you're going down that full bolt on route. Just go ahead and get them. If you get the cold air intake, get a cat back, eventually get a cam like Joe's talking about. Maybe do some long tube headers. Uh, all of that together will work much better together than individually. That's true. You definitely want to get rid of that expansion tank, that expansion chamber. It's terrible, terrible thing. Um, yeah, definitely get rid of that. No, I mean, if you already got it, no sense in sending it back. To be honest, if you already got a cold air intake, Roderick, just go ahead and put it on. What are your thoughts on horsepower gains with a ported intake with a Pro Charger and 15 pounds of boot? Absolutely. Porting your intake will definitely 100% help. Uh, so, so the question is, which intake do you have? I'm a hot rod. Remind me, 5764, and what intake do you have? From stock, the headlight vents are blocked and don't vent into the intake. It's super easy to take them off. That's true. It doesn't take long to take those out. What do you think about a 392 intake on a pre-Eagle 5.7? Yeah, I like the 390. I like the 392 intake. I know mine is a Eagle 5.7 5.7. But yeah, it's definitely going to help. There's no doubt about it. So yeah, if you port that 6.1 intake, yeah, it's definitely worth it. Especially now, with the Pro Charger and 15 pounds of boost, porting your intake will definitely help. Yeah, it'll open things up a little bit. 392 stroker. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely worth porting that 6.1 intake 100%. Without a CA, it doesn't do much, but if you do get a CA that lets air through the headlight, goes through the actual intake box, should drop tense. It does. It does help. Yep. Eagle heads and 70 gasket. I can't remember, to be honest, Richard. You're putting me on the spot. I can't remember how thick my gaskets were. I probably should know that, but I don't. Actually, whatever the stock ones are. I don't know. I don't know how thick the stock ones are, but that's what I was running before. Yeah, Richard Holder did a bunch of videos on intakes. Uh, Engine Master has done some on intake manifolds too. But yeah, 6.4 better than a 6.1, which is better than a 5.7. I got you, Timothy. Yeah, I got comedic ones this time. 52 thousandths, I think, is what I got. Oh, Richard, that's cool, man. That'd be a little sleeper right there. 2006 300C. That's awesome, man. I like the 300s. I do. Betty by reminder. All right. Oh my gosh, we're past 10 o'clock. Y'all let me go past 10 o'clock. How y'all let me do that? All right, Richard, I appreciate it. Jonathan, no, I have not. I have not come across any belt slip, and I'm still on the 6 rib. Take that to the bank. All right, folks. It is past 10 o'clock. I do like to cut these off at 10 o'clock, right at an hour, a little over an hour, because I do come on early sometimes. Hey, whenever you're ready, Ant. I don't turn anybody down. Win, lose, or draw. You know me. It don't matter. All right, everybody, have a great night. I appreciate the support 100%. Y'all know the deal. Every red penny from YouTube goes right back into Shake and Bake. I appreciate it. Shake and Bake appreciate it. I'm gonna need 12 car lengths. All right, Timothy. But that's it for this one, folks. I appreciate y'all chiming in. Appreciate you coming into the chat and doing the live with us. Y'all have a great night and be on the lookout tomorrow night. Another video. Till next time, adios. Roderick, every Wednesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. Every Wednesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. All right, everybody be safe. That's it. Adios, folks. Psh, psh, psh.